good.
What's
Is
that?
it? Huh?
What's that?
What's what? Oh, it's saying we're live, Sean.
Oh, goody
That's all that
gumdrops.
is.
Goody gumdrops.
I know.
There you are.
So, I'm kinda. I know. I should shuffle over a little more. We don't have the proper lens on. It's fine. Because I thought with the other lens that sometimes we put on here so that it looks like there's more. I think it kind of blocks the mic.
I always
thing.
think it's like looking through a peephole.
Yeah, well, I kind of like that about that. I like that about that. And
And the audio is not as clear, but
I think it blocks the audio, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it without it anyway.
it's cool looking,
anyway.
but it blocks the audio a little bit. Muffles.
Well, you know what? What's today? The end of July. It's the end of July already.
I still haven't hit the storage unit. About to make another month payment for crying out loud.
Sean, you are hemorrhaging money.
Mm.
Hemorrhaging money into this thing.
Yeah, it sucked.
Oh, I understand. So, my hope, I've put a time frame on it by the beginning of October. Although I hope it will be sooner, and now I'm all jacked up. Now I'm messed up. Isn't that fantastic? But anyway, I'm hoping by the beginning of October we'll be in a new studio. New! And we won't have it'll be a different camera, so we'll have better sound. That's all I was trying to say, is we'll have better sound.
That's how we'll start the new episode.
Yeah.
Welcome to the new studio.
Yeah. Oh, why? Why are you
Hopefully
doing
by
this
that
to
time
me?
we'll figure out how to keep these in place.
I mean, oh, wow, there we go.
Holy hell.
I have to take that out. That's horrible. I mean, okay, so there's that. Oh. A couple of quick stories for you. So,
From the hashtag just saying.
I know. So, in accordance with, did we say the name of the show? This is
No.
hashtag
Just
just
saying.
saying. I am Tara.
I'm still me.
Terrific. By the way, for the audio folks, you can watch us on video on YouTube. And
Please do.
pretty soon, hopefully, that will be much cooler. And for the YouTube folks, you can listen to the audio Jesus.
The audio Jesus?
The audio Jesus.
Amen.
Woo!
Hallelujah.
Taking away your sins.
Woo! Thank you.
One rosary at a time. So, you can listen to the audio on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play,
Playtime.
Anchor,
Got your anchor on this set.
Spotify,
Look for us and spot us.
Audible.
We hear you, baby.
Did I say SoundCloud? I think I did. Audible, and then apparently Amazon Music as well.
Smile at us. We'll smile at you.
Okay.
Smile together.
Different shirt. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Different
Different
shirt.
shirt. So in keeping with the discussion of the new studios, I have to do a cleanup in order to make that happen, and I've rented. Well, I have like a phone thing. I don't like to use the phone. I get like, when I have to practice. I don't know how many people have to do this. I know I can't be the only one. That's the thing about things. People always think that whatever their phobia or their weird thing is, it's like isolated to you. But you have to know, in a world this big, there is somebody else who has that issue as well. Mm-hmm. Like, I have a fear of revolving doors. I know I can't be the only one in the world who has that. I feel like I am, but it's okay. My sister doesn't like bridges. So, I mean, it's like a whole thing. I think they have a technical name for that. Probably not for the revolving door thing. Revolvophobia. I don't know. So, I have a phone issue. I have a phone phobia. I don't like using the phone. So I made Jay call. He's my phone guy. And, like, it's so bad, like, if nobody's around and I have to, like, and I say to myself, I'll, you know, I'm on my own for dinner, maybe I'll just order something. It's like I have to recite in my head what I'm going to say, like, over and over and over again. It's like, okay, I want this and this and this. And okay. Sometimes I write it down just so I can read it. It's bad, right? So I wasn't going to do that with the dumpster people, right? So I had Jay call. So he calls and he orders the dumpster, and then I said, he decides to do it right in front of me, right? So he's sitting over there, where Sean is, and he goes, I'd like to order a dumpster, please. And I'm like kind of cracking up. Excuse me. I'm kind of cracking up a little bit because of the way he said it. And then he's kind of like, I had told him to get a big one. So he goes, what do you think, like 20 yards? And I look over, I'm like, no, big! Make it big! And then the person on the other side of the phone heard me, and she goes, okay, so like 30 yards? And he goes, okay, 30 yards. And then he kind of looks a little, yeah. And then I said, what's the matter? And he goes, we're cleaning up a basement. And I went, no, I'm cleaning up a basement. If he had his way, there'd be no cleaning at all. So we get that going. And the woman is like, okay, it's going to be delivered this day. And it's a day I'm going to be home, so fantastic. And then I said, tell him to put it, I told him, I was like, put it on this side of the house, the opposite side of where the driveway is. And so he starts explaining it. And then the woman goes, well, if somebody's going to be home, she can just tell them where it is. And then he goes, no, she can't. My wife is shy. And I'm like, hey, that's personal. And then the person on the other end of the phone goes, tell her not to be shy that day. I went, ow, that hurts. So now I'm going to have to try not to be shy. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Guess what I'm picturing?
What?
They show up.
Yeah?
You're peeking through the curtain. Just put it over there. Over there.
That way.
Can you come out and show me?
No.
No.
I'm social distancing.
I'm shy.
That has been the best. I'm shy. Can you imagine being that brazen, just being like, I am shy. Please leave me alone. Yeah, what I need is, you know those dogs, those guide dogs or whatever, and they have those little vests that says, like, on duty, please leave me alone. I'm just gonna get a shirt like, oh, I'm shy, just don't speak to me.
I'm shy, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Don't speak to me. This next thing I have to tell you will blow your mind.
Cool.
Ready? I was sitting here today, I was working, right?
Mind blown already. Shit.
God, I know. Oh God, I've been doing peasy hours. Me and Joe. Joseph. I've been working. I'm just like, I've been doing like 10-hour days, and I'm like, a body is not meant for that. I should rephrase. My body is not meant for that. My body doesn't like 10-hour days. It gets very upset. But I've been working crazy OT. See, even now I'm like, ah. It can't be true. It can't be true. So I was sitting here, I was working, and Jay came in, he was talking, and we had a quick conversation about something, and then he goes, so, if I were to mow the lawn, and I went, what?
What?
And he goes, if I were to mow the lawn, what do I need to know? And I went, oh my God. Because we have lived in this house. Let's see, we've been married like 13 years. Something like that. I don't know. He knows. I don't know. Well, alright, we've been together like 13 or 14, and we've been married like 9. Anyway.
As long as you remember the date, you're fine.
You know, it doesn't matter. We moved into this house the October before we got married, so it's like... Anyway, we've been in this house at least 9 years. Possibly 10. He's only mowed the lawn once, and it was when we had a pusher. Right? So we have a riding mower now. Which
you think would be more fun.
Which he's never operated. He's never operated it. Right?
Okay, I'm picturing a whole Homer Simpson thing now.
Jiggling for justice.
That too. I'm just driving around in circles and hitting the fence and knocking part of it over.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't want to lie to him. Right? So I said, I'm going to be truthful. And I began... Oh, you need glasses for this. Oh, okay. So I said, I'm going to be truthful. And I'm going to tell him exactly what's involved with mowing the lawn. Now, there are 2 very big divots, which Sean found out. And there's a few hazards, so I'm telling him everything. And as I'm telling him, his face is just getting paler and paler, and he goes, maybe I should just let you do it. And I said, oh, no.
Trying to get out of it already, huh?
You asked, right? Well, you pulled into the yard. I mean, you probably weren't looking at the lawn. But I can tell you right now. No, I don't want to spoil the story. Let's continue. So, he goes outside. He's puttering around. He moves his car and everything. And he's ready to go. And I am watching out the window because I want to see this, right?
I would too.
I was going to film it.
You should have.
Oh, well, here's the thing.
Too shy?
I'm too shy to film. I can't. Oh, God. Oh. This is point. So he gets on the mower. He goes to start it. It won't start.
Didn't you just have it fixed or...
I had it fixed a year ago.
Battery replaced?
I had it fixed a year ago. There was something else wrong with it. It was something little, though. And I was like, really? I probably could have fixed that if we, took the whole thing apart. I don't like dealing with mechanical things because it's like, oh, if you don't put it back right,
I'm like
you're completely screwed. Yeah. Oh, I married him for that.
There's so much I would like to do and things I want to make, but when electronics are involved, I start shying away.
Oh, he is.
Nope, I'm not doing it now.
That's his element. He's in his glory with that. He was talking about. What were we discussing? And the new switches and outlets came into play, and I was like, okay. Well, we was talking about that downstairs. He's like, oh, when we go to do that, I'm going to put in this, and this. And I'm like, whatever. So we couldn't get the mower started. I actually went outside because I'm like, what's he doing? So I went outside, and he's like, I can't get it going. Maybe you can try. So I jumped on it. I tried. I said, I think the battery is dead. As it turns out, he went and got his little voltmeter, and he read it, and he's like, yep, the battery's pretty flat. So he almost, I know.
Found it.
He almost mowed the lawn. But now the battery has to be charged. So I'm hoping this weekend, perhaps Sunday, he will take it into his head and actually mow the lawn. Although I would really, really, really like to be home to see it. I want to see it. I really do. He came in. Now, okay, so there was that. I mean, he went into the basement. He got the charger. He found a extension cord. He was doing all that stuff. He came in. He was dripping with sweat. And he goes, I got a shower. I said, you didn't even do anything. You didn't even mow the lawn. And then he sat down and he was like, I had to sit for a minute. And I went, I usually have to sit after I work, right? I was like, now you know why when I come in from mowing the lawn, I have to sit. So you didn't even get all the way there. Jesus.
I made it halfway and...
Yeah.
Oh,
oh God. I wish it had started. That would have been so awesome. Would have been like, oh. I really want to see that. So I am actually gonna follow up on something I said last week.
oh, goody.
I know! Miraculous.
Mom will be happy.
My mom will, so I'm not leaving her hanging.
Hi, Mom.
I sat, well, she's behind. Not behind me. She's behind in interviewing, so I don't know when she's going to catch up. But I sat this week while I was working, ish, and I watched two episodes of Head of the Class.
Nice.
Yes, Head of the Class is a show from 88?
87, 88.
87, 88?
Maybe.
Had Howard Hessman and others.
Everything he's in.
Who hates everything he's in. And others. And the first episode was kind of cheesy.
Kingdom of Heaven is at hand.
And I was a little... The second episode was actually a little bit better. So I was like, actually, I know. That's,
wow, here you go.
If you're playing the drinking game at home, you smashed already. Oh, hello. I thought you were going to... I didn't get the whole thing that said.
Can you resend that?
It said something about Reese, though, and he's my man. So... Anyway, so I sat and I watched Head of the Class. It was a little bit cheesy.
Oh, well, start out cheesy.
Yeah.
You gotta get into
it. Excuse me. The second episode was a little bit funnier, and I did find myself laughing a few times. I was like, oh my God, this is ridiculous.
By the 6th episode, you'll probably be like, all right, I want this now.
I don't know. I'm going to try to watch a few more.
Season 2?
Season 2.
By then you want it?
I don't know.
Season 1 will be the last set I get.
It is a thing, though. And, I mean, I guess it can really apply to most things that you've watched and then go back later and watch them. Is I was sitting there, and sadly, I realized, like, I'm really not in their demographic anymore. It's like, well, I'm in my 40s. That's not really who this show was made for. No. So it's like...
We can't watch almost anything the same anymore.
Well, I'm desperately trying to come up with something in my brain. I don't know. It just... Well, I mean, okay. Damn it.
Screw that example.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm looking at one right now. It says Bob Ross. Right? I watched Bob Ross when I was a kid. I loved Bob Ross as a kid.
We used to watch Bob Ross before we did the show a few years ago.
Yeah, I still love Bob Ross. He's awesome.
I loved it, but it was making me sleepy before we started.
He is very relaxing. Very relaxing.
You want to fall asleep easy, put some Bob Ross on.
People try that, like, ASMR stuff. You don't need to even mess around with that stuff. Just put on an episode of Bob Ross. Jeez. He'll get you going. Right into dreamland.
What's that say?
Oh, it's my door. So, you know, I mean, it's, what was I going to say about that? Yeah. A friend of mine stopped by yesterday. And I usually try to have, like, something. What I do is I go on YouTube, and if you're already there, they have videos of, like...
Lots of videos.
Yeah, they do. They have videos? Of, like, thunderstorms and stuff, and I'll put on something to have in the background. So, the first time I did that, it was like a haunted mansion room, and it's like, she walked in and she was like, what is this?
We can put that as a background if we get that green screen thing.
Yeah, we could probably be in a haunted mansion with the thing. So I said, oh, it's relaxing because it's like a thunderstorm, and occasionally there'd be like, something spooky would happen. And so I used that one for a few weeks, and then I used a different one of just somebody's study, and it's, you get the thunder and stuff outside. And so last night I used, it's like this big library, right? And you're looking like straight down, and straight down there's like a big arch window where you could see the rain and the lightning and stuff, and you could hear it. But underneath that is a little podium thing with a book, and the book is open. So Jay went passing through, and he stopped and he looked, and he goes, well, that's a creepy looking library. And I said, not really, I think it's a cool looking library. And then he goes, what is the book on the podium? And I said, oh, that's the tome that they're going to sacrifice people when they read the... And he goes, are you serious? No!
Inside of you, he doesn't really know.
No, we're not going to sacrifice people. Oh, okay.
Why not?
Yeah. So I said that to my friend, and she was like, we need to hang out less. Jesus. Yeah. She was telling me she was on her way out the door last week, and one of her kids stopped her and said, where you going? And she said, well, I'm going out. And the kid was like pressing, like, where you going? Like if there was any place good, like they were going to go. Mm-hmm. So then she goes, you know what? I'm just going to do some errands. And she told me this story, and I started laughing so hard, and I said, errands are my favorite thing to do. I was like, because it's descript, but it's non-committal. Like, you can tell somebody, like, oh, I'm going to go out and do some errands. It's like, oh, okay. But you've not told them what the errands are, so if you don't get everything done, it doesn't look like you didn't accomplish anything. It's like, well, I ran a bunch of errands. My dad used to say that all the time, every Saturday. Dad, what are you doing? I'm running some errands. Well, where you going? Errands.
Out.
When you going to be back? When my errands are done. Well, where are you going? I'm running errands. Okay, I'm sorry.
I just said the teenage version. Where are you going? Out. When you going to be back? Later.
Yeah. You can get away with that sometimes.
Well, in our day, yeah.
Yeah. Back in our day.
These days, no one gives a shit.
That's not true. My mom wants to know where I'm going and doing.
Now.
She wanted to know then. I'm going to Strawberries.
These days, parents are more friends than parents, so they don't care.
That would not have happened in my house. My mom would have been like, no. It's funny. As my friend tells me stories, and I'm like, woo, thank goodness I don't have children. She's going on vacation for the first time without her kids, and she's panicked. She goes, I have about 3 people who are going to drive by my house at different times of the day. And I said, and what do you think they're going to see? And she's like...
House party.
Yeah, she goes, if they see a house party. I said, and what are you going to do? You're going to be like 5 hours away.
Dance a kid and play.
You're going to be like 5 hours away. You're going to come home? She's like, no, but I can call. And you know what they can do? Ignore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they can easily ignore.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't even imagine. Now, she has there's a thing you can get, an app, I guess. Parents, pay attention. There's an app, you can get called Life 360, and it shows, you add people in your group, and it shows you where they are. So when her kids would go hang out with their friends, she'd be able to see, like, oh, okay, here you are. Now, her oldest child actually attempted to pull some crap, but forgot that she was signed into the app, right? So she was ditching work to go to the beach with her friends, and her mom texts her like, how's work going? And she's like, oh, great. It's busy, very busy. She's like, really? Because I could see you on the 360 and you're at the beach. Is it busy at the beach?
I'm an undercover assignment. They sent me here.
Yeah.
I swear.
At that time, she worked at Dunk's. I'm like, maybe she was selling coffee samples at the beach.
Yeah.
She's like, no. And then, like, if you sign out, you freeze. Your little icon freezes. So she had attempted to sign out, but she signed out on the off-ramp to her work and then went off and did something else. So she calls
Errands?
us. Yeah, she went off to do errands. So she calls her up and she goes, how's work? She's like, oh, it's kind of dead, you know, just hanging out, blah, blah, blah. She goes, really? Because I thought you were on Route 3. She goes, why would I be on Route 3? Because that's where your Life 60 icon is. You're on the off-ramp, you dummy. You signed out. Sign back in or you're grounded. So she got her her mom to sign into this Life 360 thing. Because her mom and dad don't live that far away, right? So she finally got her to sign in. And she goes, I got her to sign into this group. She's been going fucking crazy. She's made new icons for everybody. She's done all these things. She made, she somehow got us a gold membership. She's like, it's a free fucking app. I don't know how she got us a gold membership. She's like, she's adding places, like favorite places and all these things. And I was like, wow. I said, she got really into it, huh? She goes, yeah. And I was like, how come I'm not in your Life 360 group? You don't care where I am?
Nope.
She said, you don't go anywhere.
You're too shy.
I know, I'm too shy. I said, you're totally wrong. I go lots of places, and you need to add me in your little 360
I
group.
do errands, damn it.
I run errands. I was like, but then she would know all my errands, and then I can't have that. Errands is secret.
I see you're at this store, huh?
Yeah.
What are you getting?
Can you pick me up some?
Yeah. Give me one too.
Hey, while you're there, can you do my grocery shopping too? No.
No.
I'll need 2 carts. That just gets weird. It looks weird if you have more than 1 cart.
You have a lot of upset people behind you.
No.
Checking out.
I always have a lot of upset people behind me anyway. You know why?
You pay with all pennies?
Oh, no. No, and I haven't paid with a check in about 40 years. Seriously, who still does that?
Older people.
Well, I mean, I guess you're in the supermarket, but I mean, if you use your debit card, it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's too much.
I guess. I guess I shouldn't.
Electronics involved, I guess.
I shouldn't say anything, but no. Jay and I usually split the bill. So when we get up to the register, he'll say we're gonna split the bill in half, but he's already done the math for them.
Oh yeah, before you even get up there.
Yeah, so he's like, it's 95, 97 each. And then the cashier looks at him like he's a fucking alien. How did you do that? It's called math.
Do math.
I love when he blows cashiers' minds with that. I'm like, that's like a weird superpower. I was like, apparently doing math makes you like Iron Man. And you're like, oh. It's crazy.
Well, it helps you, and him being
Oh,
great
it
with dates
helps me.
help you too.
What?
Him with being great with dates help you too.
Yes, I don't remember any dates. I don't know what it is. And you know what sucks is a friend of mine has a birthday either the day before or the day after my brother, and I still cannot remember which one it is. And every year I ask my mom. I'm like, which one is Jim's birthday again? Because I want to text happy birthday, but I don't want to text him the day before or the day after because I'll look like an ass.
I know that feeling.
Don't you?
You and my nephew have back-to-back days.
Do we really? Is his?
Sometimes I forget whose is who.
I'm the end of the month. I'm the end of the month. I was supposed to be born the end of October. That would have been messed up, huh? Having a birthday around Halloween. People like, boo! Happy birthday. Trick or treat, it's my birthday, give me more. I'm too shy. I remember as a kid not really liking doing trick or treat because you had to knock on people's doors.
You dress up as a ghost.
Yeah, that's true. My sister commented they can only do what the computer tells them to do. That's true. Yeah, they get amazed at anything else. I remember when I worked at Bradley's, when the things shut down, every now and then you get Daisy who comes in. Oh, but she's let the fan on me. Good dog. So now we have the fan ambient noise. Thanks, Daisy.
We gotta get a quiet one for the new studio.
Yeah, I want a cooling situation. Although it's cooler in the basement than it is up here. It's usually a steady 60 degrees or so. You know what? When we're in the new studio, I won't have to fucking do this anymore either. So, I just felt like a creep. I was like, hey. So, when the registers would go down, oh my god. And I'm not great at math, so that would be my worst nightmare. I'm like,
get Jay on the phone and just tell him the price of everything.
Well, we weren't. Jay and I were not dating at this time. I would have been in prison. I think he'd be fairly young. Well, he's like 4 years younger than me. So I started working there when I was like 16, 17. Yeah.
Well, you can still be friends. Friends.
Well, I guess. Then you just, I don't know, existing. No, thank you. Anyway.
I want more than existence.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it's so funny as I was talking to said friend, alright, it was Tina, last night. Because she worked at Bradley's too, so we started talking about Bradley's, and there was a manager that I was thinking about, and I said, whatever happened to him? Because I suspect, there was something, pardon me, I'm talking about him now, I'm like, oh.
That calm is hitting you in the throat.
You know what it should be? It should be punching me in the face, because this is a horrible story. So, I had wondered what happened to him, because for some reason, all the older women were all over him. And they're like, hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. And he wouldn't really talk about his significant other. So I had just a suspicion. Not as if, I cared. But I was like, so what happened with him? Because I always wondered about him. And she said, well, I don't know. She said, let me text her mom, Sharon. Because she has like some weird underground network with Bradley's. She remembers and talks to some people. And it's insane. Oh my god, I should tell you guys this story. But I can't tell you right now. And Daisy! You know what it is? It's the shut door. She doesn't like shut doors.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah. No, I've shut the door, so she's going to be like...
That'll be shut for an hour and a half.
Yeah. So now she's going to be like, I need to get out. So, anyway.
No.
Let me finish this before I tell you this other story. Because my mom will be mad at me.
We're not going to pin it.
No, yeah, there's a pin in it. I'm going to put a pin in that story and then come back around.
No pin.
No pin. There's a pin in this one. So let me get back to this guy. So I said, well, I wonder whatever happened to him, blah, blah, blah. So she said, well, let me ask Sharon. So I got a text. She texted me, Tina, not her mom, at like 6 o'clock in the morning, right? I didn't get it until I got up. And she goes, oh, this was his last name. And she said, he passed away back in 2015. And I went, okay, that sucks. And apparently he struggled with some problems. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, there's no happy ending to that story. But I was just like, I had always wondered what happened to him. And she's like, nothing good. Nothing good.
No.
Yeah, so I'll tell you this other story. So this woman, let's call her Barbara. She was sitting in the break room. Now, let me describe this woman to you. She worked around the fitting room. Okay? And so there's the fitting room, and then next to that section is like the lingerie section. I half expected Sean to go, woohoo!
I had an idea for later. I have to write it down before I forget.
Oh, I understand. Put a pin in it. Put a pin in that idea. So, Barbara also had something with her vision, right? So she had the thickest glasses that I've ever seen in my life. And that includes my dad. My dad had very thick glasses. He was about just on the borderline, like they couldn't get any thicker. And then he went and had cataract surgery on me, and he doesn't have to wear them, and I just get confused when he walks in a room. So, she had like the thickest glasses, right? This is very important. I want to stress how thick these glasses were. They were very thick, right? So I walk in the break room, and she's sitting there with 2 black eyes, right? Don't get nervous. Kelly knows who she is, too. She's sitting there with 2 black eyes, right? So I sat down and I look at her and I'm like, hey, Barbara. And she goes, hey, how are you? And I went, she's always a very pleasant person. She's always very pleasant to me. She said, hey, how are you? And I said, you know, I was at work, so I'm grumpy. So I'm like, you know, it's a day, right? So I'm looking at her and I'm like, and I want to ask, like, what the fuck happened to you? Because it doesn't look good, right? And now she wants to get out. Oh, nope. Now she's just laying in front of the door. So I want to ask, but I feel like it's inappropriate, and I don't know. I mean, I know her from work. I don't know her personal life. So I'm afraid of asking because I'm afraid of what answer I'm going to get, right?
Or because you're shy.
And because I'm shy. I remember the first time I had to use the intercom system. I was a fucking wreck, right? Mrs. Swanson, dial 322. So, yeah.
Hello?
I know. This point. You. So, she ends up...
Pressing the intercom button.
Oh, no. This was a phone.
Oh.
Like, on a phone and you dial, I think it was #6 or something.
Stand the phone up over there. Hello? Need help back here?
Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. They would yell at me for not... Anyway, it's the whole thing. So, she got up and she left. Her break was over. I still had a few minutes left. Somebody came in. I forget who it was. And they said, did you see Barbara? And I said, I sure did. I said, you know, if you don't mind my asking, what the fuck happened to her? And they said, and I shouldn't laugh. And they said, well...
You can now.
I know, because it was like 30 years ago. But I still remember it. Because they said, well, she was zipping around lingerie, trying to put away her returns, and she went right into the pole. The support beam poles. And I went, without missing a beat, like I couldn't stop myself, I went, even with those glasses? She couldn't see the pole? I went, nope. Now she got 2 black eyes. I was like, son of a gun.
Meanwhile, people are probably thinking that she got beat on by
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know her life. Like, I don't know. I was thinking that. I mean, when you see somebody with...
Who made you look like a raccoon?
I know. I recommend going lighter on the shadow next time. I don't know what look you were going for, but it's a bad look. Bad look. And there were 2 older women, and they were twins. And I would often get them confused.
Come play with us, Danny.
Yeah, and I would often get them confused. One they were older even back then. I don't know what's happened to them, but one was named Lynn and one was named Lorraine. I sometimes I would confuse them on purpose, just to see what they would say. Be like, hey, Lynn, I'm Lorraine. Are you? Are you sure? Let me see your badge. I can't see your name tag from here.
So pick of that.
Yeah, I can't see a name tag from here. So, but I brought it up to Tina because I couldn't remember their names, so she texted Sharon, and that was another 6 a.m. text I got this morning. And then she goes, I always called them the Tamagotchi twins. And I said, why did you call them the Tamagotchi? And she goes, because they would sit there at the jewelry counter playing their fucking Tamagotchis. And I went, oh my God. Really? Tamagotchis, huh? Remember those? They were very popular. No. You don't remember those? They were like a little egg shape. And it was like a little virtual pet thing. And you had to feed. Yeah. You had to take care. You initially had to take care of it. You had to play with it, make it happy. We're all happy when we've been played with. And...
Yes!
Oh, I'm sorry, Kelly. Well, they were very nice to me. You know what? I didn't like, since Kelly keeps telling me the people she didn't like, I didn't like, because later in my retail career, when I had to go back, I worked in what they called Sight and Sound, which is electronics. And when you work Sight and Sound, you have to be there. Like, you can't leave it alone, right? And there are keys to the display case that you have to have on you at all times. And so I would have to cover that. So when you would get a break, you would have to call the front end, and they would send a cashier because there was a register. So anybody who worked Sight and Sound had to be able to work the register. So I would have to call, and there was a lady who ran the front desk, and her name was Marge, and my God, trying to get her to send someone down to me for break was insane. Because I call out and be like, Marge, break time, let's go. Sometimes I would forego my break just because she would be so about having to cover it. But my lunch, I was like, no, you gotta send somebody. I need to go. And she would be like, well, you know, my cashiers need breaks too. I'm just going to have to work you in. And I'm like, work me in. But I need a break. And I have to take my lunch. Union! We were union. We were a union store. So my friend Tina and I were going through Facebook, and I found it hilarious because some of the older Bradley stores have Facebook pages. And ours was store 815. And we don't have a page. And I looked at Tina and I'm like, me and you should start a Facebook page for Bradley's 815. And she goes, why would we do that? And I said, I don't know. I mean, it would just be me and you. And
well, it'll give you a chance to see who else comes across in that work there.
I would be interested to find that out. But I have a feeling it would just be me and Tina just sitting there having conversations with ourselves. You're like, hey, do you remember so-and-so? Yeah. Remember Leroy? I do.
Remember this one? He was an asshole.
Yeah. I was trying desperately to remember because it was an assistant store manager when I first started working. He had a beard.
Boo!
And he was a dick. He was such a dick. And I can't remember. My brain has completely blocked his name. Right? And I don't remember his name.
It's not that important to remember.
Well, I was trying to get it from Tina because she usually has the in on all that stuff, and I'm like, do you remember him? Because he was an ass. And she goes, no, I don't remember him. Like, hey, I know he worked there when you worked there. And then for some reason they shipped him to the dentist store in Dennis, Mass. And then one of the other managers got. He was like, oh, I'm going to be moving to a different store. I'm going to be a manager. And I was like, what store? And he goes, Ashmont. And I went, oh, they hate you. Somebody hates you. Whenever someone said, I have to go work in Ashmont for the day, my response would be like, what did you do? Because that's like the punishment store.
Who's you upset?
Yeah, that's in like a bad area. Or it used to be, back when it existed. It was in a bad area. So I'd be like, that Ashmont was the store that was always getting the storefronts smashed and broken and shit and robbed. Like, who did you piss off? You got to go to Ashmont.
Did he show up with some ribbons of shame?
Oh, I know, right? You're like, oh.
Like the old movie Gung Ho with Michael Keaton.
Mrs. B put you on the naughty step, huh? Remember the Mrs. B commercials? It's Bradley's. My goodness. I miss the store only because it's nice to have options of where to shop. You don't get many options nowadays. I mean, it's like Walmart or Target. really.
I
But
prefer Walmart.
do you? I like Target. That's just me. Actually, I'm too shy to go anywhere.
Errands.
I know, errands. So on that note, now that I'm too shy and I can't, like Kajagoogoo, I'm too shy. We will be saying goodnight if I can get around the dog. Daisy. Daisy.
Woof.
Daisy. Daisy, move.
Maybe if you open the door.
Oh, she's pissed at me. So now that I got around her, Sean's got something to tell you. Tell him, Sean.
Have a good everything. And the movie quote for today. Stay out my way or you'll pay. Listen to what I say. How about I go eat some hay? I can make things out of clay or I'll lay by the bay. I just may. What do you say? What's that one?
Oh dear.
Good luck.
Good luck.